Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Today I'll be going over the training plan for our rugby union prop, which includes his individualised training program and team training program. Our prop has been playing professionally for 4 years with no serious injury history. He has just come off his off-season of 8 weeks where light activity was conducted 3 or 4 times a week. He recently completed physical testing battery at the end of the 8th week for his off-season and will be starting his 12-week pre-season training in the next coming days. Just on the right of the program is a key. As you can see, the important date events are highlighted in various colours for easy viewing, and on the left in the calendar are hyperlinks to specific days, which I'll get into later in the presentation. So here we have the plan for the next 8 months, which includes 12 weeks of pre-season and 15 weeks of competition. For the program, a tactical periodisation plan was utilised, which combines the physical, technical, tactical and mental elements of preparation into each training session, which is evident within the mesocycles. The training program is split up into 3 4-week blocks, which includes general preparation, specific preparation and competition preparation. During the general preparation mesocycle, individual skills are taught and touched up on. During the technical training blocks, hypertrophy for anatomical adaptations are prioritized during resistance training to increase overall strength and power, while conditioning of the anaerobic capacities are also prioritized. In a recent study conducted by T. Ashford and Pidgeot, found that physical and skill development is most successful when it's progressed from general to specific. Thus, learning individual skills are best learned in isolation before being linked and combined into complex sport-specific training and situations. Building up the foundations of the skill and physical capacities are the focus in this mesocycle and can further improve team tactical coordination for competition. For this reason, there is no tactical training block in this mesocycle, as this focuses on decision-making and actions performed during situations as a team, utilizing the individual skills of each player. Specific preparation is the focus in mesocycle 2, where tactical training blocks are introduced to start integrating the individual skills learnt in the previous mesocycle. The fundamentals of team offense and defense tactics are the priority in the tactical training blocks. During technical training, individual skills are still taught, although there is a small shift to medium-sized group drills for collaboration. Hypertrophy training moves into maximal strength and endurance training, as adaptations have been expected to occur within the athlete during the previous mesocycle. Maximal strength and endurance training is important for a rugby union prop, as they need to produce a greater amount of force to withstand rucks and support the scrum, for example, and increase their ability to resist fatigue during a fixture. Anaerobic and aerobic training focuses on position-specific drills for endurance, distance, and maximal speed. During pre-competition preparation mesocycle, there is a shift in training priorities, with tactical awareness being the focus, as it is the key discriminator of success. This includes the ability to read the different tactical context of each fixture and solve problems by utilizing the different individual skills and tactical abilities learnt throughout the pre-season and combining it all together for team collaboration. During technical training blocks, individual skills are integrated into team tactics to further assist team Peak fitness for each athlete is encouraged throughout position-specific maximal strength and power resistance training. Anaerobic training shifts to position and game-specific to replicate the demands of fixtures. Training intensity and volume is averaged out for each microcycle, with each mesocycle having a different focus to enhance training adaptations and prevent fatigue of the athlete. Intensity and volume is represented on an ascending scale between 1 and 10. Intensity refers to the relative load or resistance, while volume refers to the amount of workload completed each week. The basic principle of periodization is shifting the emphasis from high volume, low intensity training to low volume, high intensity training. Microcycle 1 starts off with low intensity, as you can see here, and it has high volume, as the athlete is returning to full training after 8 weeks of off-season. As adaptations occur, mesocycle 2 has an increase in intensity volume ratio as the athlete can withstand greater amounts of training, while mesocycle 3 has a large focus on peak fitness, thus high volume training, although tapers towards the end of the preseason. Looking back at the calendar, we can see that exhibition fixtures and testing days highlighted. As these are important events, the athlete's training program reflects the demands and preparation needed for the best outcome possible. Now let's look into microcycle 1. Here, as we can see, the training plan for the week ahead with a large focus on technical training. 1 or 2 sessions are run in the morning with a lunchtime and maybe a team meeting afterwards. This is followed by maybe 1 afternoon training session. Any physio, such as taping, can be performed before the first session, along with a meeting about the focuses of the training day. For example, let's look at Monday, with technical and aerobic training in the morning and strength and power training in the afternoon. All technical training blocks are field-based, where specific skills are taught and revised. For this day, we have technical proficiency, execution of proper contact techniques. As this is the first session back, we have a low intensity drill identified by rate of perceived exertion, or RPE, and this is on a scale of 1 to 10, similar to the intensity and volume scale used in the overall plan. Physical load quantifies the cumulative amount of stress placed on the athlete and is calculated by multiplying RPE and duration of the session to further analyze the intensity and volume of each session. Mental effort quantifies the cognitive activity. For example, reflect the amount of problem solving used for specific activities or drills. Boxing training is a common form of anaerobic conditioning used for rugby union athletes, characterized by quick bouts of activity utilizing the anaerobic system. The work-rest ratio allows time for recovery to continue the same level of performance throughout each session. Each warm-up reflects the demands of the session, for example, dynamic stretching of the hamstrings, quads and calves before the lower body focus resistance training session. In this mesocycle, the focus is hypertrophy, as reflected in the sets, reps, and tempo. Yeah. Moving on to into microcycle 4, we can see the difference in the volume when compared to microcycle 1. Taking a closer look into Friday, RPE for each session is slightly higher, so we can see here and here. although physical load in the technical training block is still quite low. So that is here. Rowing for aerobic conditioning is another common tool used for rugby union to increase the athlete's aerobic capacity. Long intervals are used to focus on the aerobic system with a 1-to-1 work-rest ratio to limit fatigue. All right. Now let's go back to the overall training plan so we can have a look at mesocycle 7, microcycle 7. Here the training intensity is 9 and the volume is a 6. Tuesday is the first example of a tactical training block. So let's go into Tuesday, where skills from previous sessions are used together in this drill. Tactical development allows the trainer to know exactly what the purpose of the session is, and the warm-up again reflects the skills within the drill. So we've got wrestling and tackling as the warm-up, and a block here that says the tactical development for guidance. Microcycle 8 is another example of how the training shifts to skill integration, skill refinement, and maximal efforts. Wednesday for this week is a good example of such. Progression in this training is evident. Drills become more challenging with the physical load is higher to encourage further adaptations, and the mental effort is also higher. There are changes in strength training. Intensity is lower with higher volume. In the next mesocycle, we can see that there are 2 exhibition fixtures and 1 fitness testing day, with training is worked around those special events. The training day will run on the Wednesday of microcycle 11. This day consists of retesting of the same test performed by the athlete previously in the week before starting of the preseason. The purpose of this day is to see the adaptations the athlete has experienced and hopefully be within the normative data range for each test for a specific position. There are plenty of breaks throughout the day to prevent fatigue, and no other training necessary, as both physical load and mental effort will already be quite high. Looking at the 2 different weeks, we can just see the difference in volume of training as we come to the end of the pre-season phase. Drills become longer in duration, as we can see here. Drills become longer in duration to ensure integration of multiple skills and allow the team to collaborate and practice collaborating. In microcycle 10, Saturday has a match simulation where athletes can put the athlete can put his skills into place and further develop team tactics, as we can see right here. We've got references in the final tab for your enjoyment. Thank you for watching this video.